Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So go so the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fun eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt this sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. And now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP, oh yeah,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe, shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty, I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty, I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. If you touch as a breeze at night, all I really want in my life. Oh yeah, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes, I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. What beautiful girl? Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace of her presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Aston Kutcher, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing
missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Man of Prestige. How on our day? How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. Today is what, Tuesday? Today's Tuesday, the 9th of January. We're back for another edition of Man of Prestige, of Prestige Happy Hour. We have a big show today. We do. Oh my God. I have to get to it because you know how difficult it is to stay on time. We're supposed to finish under 2 hours. I'm still trying. But anyway, welcome. How on a day? Good to see you. D-Love, good to see you. Awesome, great. So we have, like I said, we have a big show today. Do me a favor. What's wrong here? Let's see. I was trying to see if I can pin this stuff. I'm gonna try that again. Let's try that again. All right, so we do have a big show today. Aha, there you go. Aha, I wanted to pin the link to the top. There you go. So for those of you that may be looking for the book, you want to easily be able to click on it, I just posted it and I will start doing that henceforth. I will try to remember doing that henceforth. Just pin it to the top. But welcome back. Shout out to all my sponsors: Mo Fresh, Richie, Natu, Adesua, Film Girl, Tima, Show Mama, Grace Corner, and D-Love. Of course, you can join our sponsors by simply hitting the join button on the platform. Okay, and by the way, you can download our books. Okay, when I say our, I mean my wife and I. We've written 2 books that you can download absolutely for free from number1redflag.com. number1redflag.com. You'll be able to join our newsletter. You can download it for free. You will also see the options for a hardcover like this. Okay, audiobook, Kindle, so you can have access to. These are the books right here. Okay. All right, great. So you can do that right away. Don't waste any time. I've pinned the link to the top now for you to easily be able to click on it. All right, so what else do I want to do here in terms of house rules? Oh yeah, by the way, you can sponsor the show for as low as 99 cents. Right now, this month, our goal is $300. We're already up to $138.09. That's up from $132.42 from the last show. Last month we did $440. That's all thanks to you guys. Either you hit like button, you actually donated, you share the video. Anytime you're engaged here, you're actually helping us move the course. All right, so thank you. I can't say enough thank you. Basically what we do here, we talk about relationships, but we leverage trendy topics to extract relationship lessons, and that's what we do. And we particularly focus on self-power, social seduction, attraction, and emotional intelligence. That's what we focus on, and we literally we try our best, because we're human beings, we try our best to avoid any of these poisons. Okay, judgmental, shaming, we try to avoid that. Okay, but sometimes we'll drag you shout if you move mad, just so you know, but we don't mean any judgment. All right, so area not to welcome, shout out to you, shout out to all 16 of you watching me live right now. I appreciate you for being here. Some of you are silent watchers, and I appreciate you. Shout out to every single one of you. But yes, we had a fantastic session yesterday. Today we're going to have another big show. Okay, I have 2 solid stories lined up for you. Okay, we're going to talk about, of course, the late TB Joshua. We're going to talk about Jim Ike. We're going to talk about who else? We're going to talk about TIWA Savage. We're going to talk about Davido. We're going to talk about T-Bills. We're going to talk about Sophia Momodu. We're going to talk about D to the DOTUN. We're going to talk about all those people. How we're going to do it, I don't know. But we will do it. We shall do it. All right. Awesome. So, without any further ado, we're just going to get right into it and not waste any further time. I will be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we're done enough.
All right, welcome back. So we're going to talk about TIWA Savage. It's going to headline this session right here. There's a big story that everybody has been talking about for the past 2 days. At first, I wanted to avoid it, but TIWA Savage has spoken to this now. It's now a matter of police involved, and so I figured I should come and talk about this, okay? But first of all, who is TIWA Savage? TIWA Savage is arguably the biggest Afrobeat star out of Nigeria when it comes to the women's side, okay? All right, so, and she was married to this guy. His name is TIWA. They were married for a little while. He was also her producer, manager, slash everything, slash partner for a little while as well, you know. But, you know, eventually this guy posted, he had an outrage, if I remember quite well. He had an outrage, he posted some stuff on the internet. And before you know it, TIWA Savage was forced to come to the internet to defend herself, you know. So TIWA Savage has been in the news quite a bit, you know, even in recent times. Like, for example, she had a sex tape leaked not too long ago. That was also crazy. But you know, this is his baby. This is her baby father. Okay, so they had one son together, and but there's some new developments since yesterday. Okay, some new developments since yesterday, and I want us to talk about it. There's so many angles to this story, and honestly, I'm kind of scrambling to see where I'm gonna go with it. Okay, but a lot of people are involved now. But again, that's TIWA Savage when she came out and she decided to tell her own side of the story. Very shortly, she called quits on their marriage, and she moved on. But ever since then, she's maintained some kind of cordial relationship with T-Bills. All right. T-Bills was the ex-baby father. All right, and this is T-Bills in green right here. Okay, so you might be wondering, okay, what does this have to do with anything? Right? What does this have to do with it? Well, a couple of things. There's a couple of characters I want to introduce into this segment really quickly. There is obviously Davido. Davido is arguably the biggest star out of Nigeria, but maybe some people will say it's Burna Boy. Maybe some people will say it's Wizkid. Maybe some people will say it's Olamide. I'm just kidding. But Davido is big, you know, coming out of Nigeria. Afrobeats is also big even right now in the United States. So I'm going to introduce Davido. You probably noticed we covered Davido here a little while ago, you know, because some auntie called Anita decided they wanted to expose Davido. We covered that not too long ago too. So Davido is a guy who is also married. He's married recently. Well, he has his own story, so we're not going to get into that, you know. But he has a couple of baby mothers. One of them is this young lady you're looking at on the screen right now. Her name is Sophia Momodu. Hit that like button for me, I beg. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we do go live. Also, you help us ping everyone else into the room. All right, so this young lady you're looking at all the way to the right, that's Sophie Momodu right there. That's not the person Davido is married to, but that's one of his baby mothers. He has a few of them. All right. So in real time, there's some stories that I'm going to be actually reading together with you as I'm going through this. But I have an idea of what happened because I've seen what T-Bills had posted. Okay, again, this is T-Bills right here. Okay, all right. So now, DAVIDO, to my surprise, I thought personally that DAVIDO and TIWA Savage, again, two of the biggest stars coming out of Nigeria, I thought they were always on good terms. That's what I thought up till today. And now, while we're bringing in another character, we need to bring in another character really quickly here. There's another character involved. Where is he? Oh, aha. This guy right here in the center, we've also covered him a little bit. His name is DOTUN. We've covered him a little bit over the past several months. It's a guy who has some serious issues to sort out with his baby mother. They had children together, and she wouldn't allow him to see his kids. Okay, obviously that's a no. We don't agree with that, but we're also aware that there's always some kind of backstory to that, which usually there's one side that doesn't want to do the social media thing, and the other side is making a lot of noise, and sometimes we might sympathize with the side that's making the noise before we know the full story. But but one thing we can agree to is that this man don't see shege from his ex-wife, who happened to be the band's younger sister. These are all like celebrity type of client. You know this? I don't know if you know this. All right. So that's that person in the center is DOTUN, and of course DAVIDO, and then T-Bills. So how did this all start? Okay, so over the past few days, I just noticed that T-Bills, it almost seemed, again, I don't know where he started from, almost seemed like he was dragging DAVIDO. Right? He was just dragging DAVIDO online. And the first post he posted, T-Bills again is the guy, the one that's doing his face like this in white t-shirts. That guy. All right. So he posted some things on the internet. I'm going to read the first thing he posted. Maybe not the first thing, but some of it. Okay. But this is how the story started. Okay. Let's see. The first thing he posted was F around and find out. Okay. Spelled out as in FK around and find out. And he posted his caption, said, protecting one's family is not just a duty, it's the essence of a man's character, a testament to his love and commitment. After the love, Jamil is the name of his son that he has with TIWA Savage. Okay, so this is T-Bills in green, and TIWA Savage obviously is the one in the center. All right. So I'm continuing to read what T-Bill said, right? He said, after the love, Jamil, the mother of my son, and I, as shown towards your daughter. He's talking to DAVIDO, by the way. My family is the last one you will ever disrespect in Nigeria. It's not a threat. Like I told Bobo. I don't know who Bobo is. You've been getting away with disrespect. Some of you, do you know who Bobo is? If you know, let me know, I beg. You've been getting away with disrespect, David Adeleke. I'm not your Uncle Dele. Amaju and Co. I will teach you a lesson on their behalf also. I gave you every chance, but you thought it's another one. They warned you not to fuck with me. I will teach you a life lesson between having money, sense, and respect. I paused till after you enjoy your Grammy, like I told Tunde Ednut, just from the kindness of my heart. All right, that's what he said. And then later on, he continued. Actually, I told Tunde Ednut from the kindness of my heart, and then he said, something of a father, I might be jumping here, doing to his daughter. Okay, all right, let me go back. There you go. So he said, this is another post entirely. He said, after much pleading with Sophia. Okay, so you might be wondering, who is Sophia? Sophia is one of Davido's baby mothers. Okay, I'm not sure if they were ever together. This lady all the way to the right. Okay, so again, I'm continuing to read what T-Bills posted. Okay, he said, after pleading with Sophia to let you see your daughter, and she agreed with lighter conditions, T-Bills, they beg to talk to you. Is the narrative. Okay, so he said, and quote, T-Bills, they beg, T-Bills is begging to talk to you, is the narrative from your ungrateful something soul. I told you those idiots that you surround yourself with are your major problems. You haven't seen your daughter for 2 Christmas, 1 birthday, and no one in your camp could advise you. That's hell of wrong. The narrative of Sophia doesn't want you to see your daughter will be exposed with receipts. No more bullying the poor lady. Hashtag ungrateful. I thought I sensed a true cry for help of a father doing to see his daughter, trying I don't know what the word is, to see his daughter. I didn't know I was dealing with a senseless frog head. I gave you too many chances behind closed doors not to fuck with my kindness. You're going to need more people on your management and PR team. Daddy can't save you on this one, boy. You fuck around with the wrong person, David Adeleke. But then he put Adele ... I don't know if he's trying to avoid. I don't know what's the ... Why is he not completing the name? Anyway, I'm just getting warmed up. It's not a threat like I told Bobo. Okay. So he's still posting. All right. He posted a screenshot of their text message. Okay. This screenshot right here. This screenshot right here. Okay. He posted that. All right. So I'm going to read it to you. Again, this is T-Bills. He was married to TIWA Savage. This, I think if I remember very well, I didn't have time to go dig that up, but I think he also had like outrage like this on the internet, which is what ended his marriage. And he also, I think he was trying to commit the ultimate S. He was trying to jump into the lagoon. Some people saved him, and then he was engaged with the coach, and then he's been better since then. That's the little bit I remember. Okay, but he has history of having this type of outrage on the internet. Okay, he's not alone. There's a lot of people that think that's the best way to go about this kind of things. Okay, before I read that text message, let me see what's going on. D-Love says Davido should just leave T-Bills alone, jejely, because T-Bills does not seem like someone who is all the way there mentally. Ha! Voila. Bhagavat, welcome. She said, finally caught the life. Good to see you. Anyway, shout out to all of you that just came in. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you are notified when we do go live. I appreciate you for being here. All right, so let's get to lessons. Well, I'm still covering the story, okay? All right. So now, this text message, this screenshot text message, he sent a text message to him, I guess. He said, I'm not doing back and forth with you. It's clear your money can't buy you sense. My message was well read and clear. Let your stupidity be at the detriment of your daughter or your daughter, I'm not sure. Anyway, it says or your daughter. I'm not sure if he meant to say of your daughter. You got billions, but your daughter is suffering because of your foolishness. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm in LA, but I have a better relationship with my son. F with the mother of my son one more time, please. Okay, this is what he said. So something, at this point, we're starting to figure out that he's trying to protect his baby mother and his son, right? At least that's what he's trying to do, you know. And let me see here. So that's what he said in the screenshot. And then another screenshot again posted by Instablog Nigeria here says, and I quote, "A father who abandons his family is like a coward who abandons his post in battle." He's really throwing the father shot thing. He's like going hard on the fatherly thing. He's basically questioning Davido's fatherhood, right? Why? At this point, we didn't know yet, okay? But we'll find out right here, okay? T-Bills now posted a caption with that statement. What would you do if someone threatened to send boys to the mother of your son? And this is the third time he bullied her. All right. They're saying this is the third time that he's bullying her. That's what he said. You tried respectfully to reach out, and the response is arrogance and nonchalant. Please. I can see that. I can see that happening. Okay. All right. So then today, this letter was released. And this letter was released. Okay. We're still talking about T-Bills, Tiwa Savage, and Davido. That's what we're talking about. All right. So we don't know what led to what, but I'm going to read the letter that is this letter right here. This letter, you can see it has it's a letterhead from Tiwa Tokwe Omolara Tiwa Savage. Okay, and that's this lady right here. Okay. Again, I don't think anybody is arguing that she's the biggest lady superstar out of Nigeria ever, right? Right? Yeah, I think we can say that. All right. So, here's the letter. I'm going to read what the letter says. I want to know your opinion on this, by the way. That's why I'm reading this out. All right. It says the Nigerian police. This letter was sent to the Commissioner of Police, the Nigerian Police Force, Lagos State Police Command, Ikeja. Attention OCCP Special Squad to Ikeja. Dear sir, urgent intervention required. Threat of assault and grievous bodily harm by Mr. David Adeleke. I'm writing to bring to your attention a distressing situation involving myself, Tiwa Tokwe Omolara Savage, popularly known as Tiwa Savage, and Mr. David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido. On the 23rd of December, 2 days before Christmas, I made a post which included myself and Sophia Momodu on my Instagram story. All right, let me see if I can find that. I think there's a picture. There's a picture to that effect, so we can put a face to what we're talking about. Let's see if I can find it. All right, she made a post. Okay, I found it. There you go. I'm sure. All right, so she made a post of this picture apparently. Okay, she made a post of this picture that you're looking at. That's Sophia Momodu right there with Tiwa Savage. All right, so Tiwa Savage is explaining herself. Let's continue reading. I made a post which included myself and Sophia Momodu on my Instagram story, a feature on Instagram which allows you to put a post for 24 hours. I guess it's a story. And Mr. David Adeleke sent messages to my manager, who is also part of his management team, that I shouldn't worry and should never say a word to him, and that I was taunting him, uttering very disrespectful, malicious, and derogatory words to my person. I responded to Mr. David Adeleke's message and told him not to reach out to me, especially as I feel like I've been there for him and his daughter, Imade. What? How do you pronounce that? Imade, right? Imade, something like that. Imade Adeleke. Imade. Let's just call it Imade. Okay. And more importantly, when he lost his son. All right. The events of that day have also led to a barrage of calls and messages from our mutual connections asking me what I did to Mr. David Adeleke, that he's upset that I choose to maintain a relationship with Imade's mother, Sophia Momodu, who he's having issues with, and also painting the exchange to look like I was the aggressor. He has also told our mutual connections to warn me to be careful in Lagos because he was going to F me up. I can see that happening. Yes, I can see that. This is beginning to feel like some form of online and offline harassment, not just to me, but also members of my team. The actions of Mr. David Adeleke are unethical and can be viewed as a direct threat to my right to life, privacy, and dignity of my person as guaranteed in Chapter 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. And are also in contravention of Section 242A of the Cybercrime Prohibition, Prevention, etc. Act 2015. The letter continues. Let me see. Okay. I therefore would like to make this complaint and to state that in the event that anything untoward or harmful were to happen to me or any member of my family, I would like the members of the Nigerian Police Force to hold Mr. David Adeleke responsible. I am available to answer any questions or provide any additional information regarding this matter. Please find attached screenshot images of the exchange between myself and Mr. David Adeleke for your perusal. Thank you in anticipation of your prompt response and attention to this matter. And Mrs. TIWA Savage went on to sign the letter. All right, so there you have it. So that's the letter that came out earlier on today. Okay, so again, this is why T-Bills has been basically on the internet. All right, now with that being said, why is DOTUN involved in this? Why is DOTUN involved, right? Who called DOTUN into this mara? Let's talk about it. I would like to know your opinion. I'm still getting through the material here, okay? Why is DOTUN involved in this matter? I'm stylishly looking for DOTUN's post. Okay, I think I found it. Let me see. I think there might be a better one. Let's see. DOTUN. Aha. I found it. This is how DOTUN is involved. MOP, Yoruba man, stop it. I'm a Yoruba man. Yes, now. I am now, of course. You didn't know. I'm a Yoruba man now. What do you mean by pot calling kettle black? Who is the pot? Is it DOTUN or T-Bills? Which one? Anyway, let me read this. This is what DOTUN posted today. DOTUN is an OAP, a media personality in Nigeria. I think it's on the radio, maybe on TV sometimes. I'm not sure. I'm not in Nigeria, but he's been on the scene in recent times because of his own battles, custody battles with his ex-wife, who happens to be the band's younger sister. All right, so anytime he's going to chime in on some of this conversation, you can basically, you know. Chi Alpha, how you doing? Anyway, shout out to all of you. If you're just coming in, please do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when I do go live. We're going to get some lessons out of this, okay? We're going to get some lessons out of this. All right. It says, when you bait a man, this is DOTUN said, when you bait a man or woman, whenever DOTUN says or woman, I am personally calling cap on it. Okay, just so you know, personally calling cap on it. he really just want to say a man, because everything else is going to be about a man. So might just call it what it is, But I'm not putting words in his mouth. I'm just saying. Okay. So, but let me read what he said so I don't put words in his mouth. When you bait a man or woman with children, you will get the worst reaction out of it. T-Bills, I might agree with everything else you said, but saying someone should be ashamed of himself because he hasn't seen his child for 2 Christmas means what? I'm challenging this. Why paint a father who wants to be in his child's life a deadbeat dad? I, as an example, at least it's not saying, it's not talking about him. He said, I, as an example, do you know what I have been through dealing with the level of garbage and fuckery perpetuated by a bunch of dirty people who feel the only way to get at me is using my kids? Do you know what he has been through? You have no idea what this man has been through. You have no idea. We don't know. We don't know what he's been through. That's a fact. We don't know what we don't know. Right? We don't know. We can only see we can only see his online behavior. That's about all we can see. But he's right. We don't really know. Okay? But let me continue. Do you know what I have been through? Dealing with the level of garbage and effery perpetuated by a bunch of dirty people who feel the only way to get at me is using my kids. Listen, it's okay to fight or not fight at all. Okay? First of all, it's not okay to fight. I think I corrected him the last time he said this. It's not okay to fight. Once you start fighting, there's no telling what direction that's all gonna go when it comes to the kids. But let me just drop that in there real quick. It's not okay to fight. It's okay to disagree. Okay? It's okay to have conflicts. But it's also okay to know how to handle such conflicts in the optimal way, in the most optimal way that it can actually create better results for the kids, for yourself and your partner or your ex-partner. Right? Fight, the word fight or argument, no, we cannot keep normalizing that. You will have arguments. That's why I'm asking you to avoid it. I know you will have it. Nobody is disagreeing that you will have argument or fights, but you should absolutely do everything in your power to learn the skills to avoid it. Okay? And that's especially true for you if you're a man. Okay? Because everybody's looking up to you to help us bring structure, order, protection, safety into the scenario. Okay? So no, we shouldn't have men running around the internet saying it's okay to fight. I am challenging that. If it will take your life or it takes away your peace, fight or choose yourself. Don't be mad at someone for walking away or choosing to fight differently. All right. Be mad on how someone chooses to fight you, but never test a man with his kids. Well, we have enough information now to see that T-Bills is actually responding to the threat to his son and his baby mother. Right? This is why sometimes you just chill and see, try to understand where somebody is coming from before you make a statement. Maybe he didn't know at this time. Who knows? Anyway, you are here defending your own, so he knows. You are here defending your own cause. That's your blood. So he knew when he wrote this, obviously. What do you think you would do if you were in his shoes? In the real sense, why is it okay to bait with a child? All right. It's not okay. But again, once you move mad, there's no telling how other people are going to react, right? And that's not justifying it, just telling you what it is, right? If he feels like his kid and his ex-wife was threatened, everybody's going to overreact. After all, he was overreacting too, right? Everybody has their own rights to their own reactions and all the consequences that comes with them. You might have a different arrangement with your partner, but that's because she's a good woman. You see, that's projection. That's reverse projection. Anytime you are able to build a better relationship with your partner, they assume you're lucky. They assume that it's because that person is inherently a good person. Right? Because they don't want to hear that there's some skills that you can actually learn to actually maintain or to attract or to influence good behavior on your partner's side. There is. The reality is there is. And especially for you if you've never tried it before, there is. Anyway, why is it okay to bait? Okay, I already covered that. She says, so he's assuming that TIWA is a good woman. That is a hell of an assumption. That is a hell of an assumption. I don't care what they look like on the surface, on the outside, as a couple. I will never make such a grand assumption that it must be that person is better than my own baby mother. This is how you fail. You keep comparing what you have, the cards that God has dealt you, you're comparing to other people, you will continue to fail. That's just how it works. Right? There are some bad people in this world. Don't get it twisted. Right? There are some very bad people. Precisely what I'm trying to tell you. Like literally, TIWA could be a bad person. You don't know until you live with her and you are her husband. You don't know. I'm not saying she's a bad person. What I'm saying, the point I'm making here is that this is a gross assumption on his part. Okay? And it's no wonder why he will not have the patience to deal with his own baby mother. The person he impregnated twice to have 2 babies with. The person that's dragging him woto, that will not allegedly let him see his kids. Which would be terrible if that's the truth. We already covered that story anyway. But these are the problems. You see, all these nuances are the problems. It's the mindset. See, when you see these things, understand that there's some things you can learn and you can pick some things apart before it gets too late. You can say, go and see somebody. This mindset, we won't last. Or, my wife, listen, we need help. Listen, I love you. I want these things to work out, but we need help. Let's talk to someone. Right? Are you going to be the husband that will say, "What? Just talk to me. What's wrong? It wasn't really a big deal. I mean, I was just telling you. I was just trying to, so you can't just listen to me." Well, don't be that. I was that guy. Don't be that guy. If she's asking for help, that's a good thing. She might stop asking for help, and then you find out that it's been bad for a while. Pay attention. Anyway, including your exes. Yes. If you have an ex, the baby mother of your kids, and you're throwing backward shots at her by saying it's because she's a good woman, you're comparing your ex to Tiwa Savage. I know you guys are divorced already and stuff, but my guy, you're not done though. But if you keep that up, you will collect. Yeah. Just keep it up. That's all you have to do. Yeah. All right. So let me reread that paragraph. He said, in the real sense, why is it okay to bait with a child? You might have a different arrangement with your partner, but that's because she's a good woman. Hence, you were given unfettered access against all odds, not because she did something special than anyone. Okay, so I know the little I know is that T-Bills was engaged with Larry Olushola, who was a coach, right? That enough all in itself can cause a woman who can be bad to relax her guards and say, okay, we can, if it feels safe, we can make something happen. Just that alone. So I don't know if DOTUN is engaged with coaches, or I'm just saying. Just that alone, we go a long way, right? Why? Because nobody is perfect. Nobody knows it all. Sometimes you need help. I need help, right? There are other areas of my life where I need help, and I'm seeking help, and I ask questions. I ask people. I say, hey, help me with this. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? I've got calls that I need to jump on tonight to talk to a mentor. Right? It's okay to ask for help. That's actually what makes you a man. That's actually a testament to the fact that you are a man. You know your limitations, your strength, your weaknesses, and you know how to mitigate the risk, the threats, and take advantage of the opportunities. Anyway, I can't get over this part, but that's because she's a good woman. You think she's a good woman? You think? Okay. Hence, you were given unfettered access against all odds, not because she did something special than anyone. Actually, I disagree. He did something special than most other people. Most other people, Coconut Head is a bastard. They won't hear it. All right, because they're using common sense and they can't see how it's possible that common sense will fail them. They can't see it, so they will rather continue to collect woto. I did everything right, but what was the result? You see, he did everything right, but what was the result? He thought he did everything right. If your results are bad, it doesn't matter that you think you did everything right. It's actually not relevant. As a man, what we will keep looking at is your results. That's what it is. She says it's not magic. She says someone is watering that grass. That's true. Somebody is watering that grass. It looks like they're a good person. Somebody is watering that grass. Absolutely. They won't mention when they are moving mad. Nope, they won't. I think DOTUN is making that assumption because T-Bills spoke well recently about TIWA. You covered it on that show. I think I did, yeah. But that's part of the skill set. That's part of the seduction skills. There's nobody that you speak well of, even if they are really, really angry with you and they are mad at you. A little part of their heart will like just relax and say, doesn't mean they're going to get back with you, but if you have business with them, they will kind of calm down and make it a little bit easier for you. That's something that it sounds like DOTUN is not ready to accept. And that's why you're hearing all of this projection. Okay? He says, stop enabling using kids as a tool to fight. Why can't it be the dad giving conditions on a child? That is a stupid, unrealistic expectations. And it will continue to be unrealistic expectations. And for as long as you have unrealistic expectations with how life works, you will continue to collect. Okay? The mother's relationship with a child is not the same thing as the father's relationship with a child. I'm not suggesting that one is higher than the other, but it's clearly different. If you just look closer, it's different. And for as long as you're fighting that reality, you collect. You won't get what you want. Actually, there are ways you can get what you want, but because you have Coconut Head, you won't hear it. You want to change the order of social order since the beginning of the last 2 centuries, just to wrap it around to fit into your Coconut Head. It cannot work. Take it from me. Okay? A child is for 2 people, not 1. That statement is true on paper. In reality, particularly with respect to the application you're trying to apply, is discombobulated on arrival. Could it work? Okay? They will show you pepper inside those courts. You know they listen. DOTUN does not listen. All the DOTUNs in the world, they don't listen. They won't listen. A child is for 2 people, not 1. What judge are you going to tell that to that won't say, what are you talking about? Who's arguing that fact? And why are you typing that all in caps? Are you stupid? No, I'm just kidding. No. Shout out to DOTUN. But calm down. Just look squarely and say, hey, what I've been doing has not worked. It's not because you're a bad person. I'll tell you why. It's because you don't know what you're doing. You did everything you thought was right, but you don't know what you're doing. You don't have the skills. Talk to somebody. You see how this matter just turned to yours? We were supposed to talk about DAVIDO, and we were talk about T-Bills and TIWA, but those ones are handling their business, right? He's protecting his family, regardless of what you think about what's right or what's wrong, right? He's dimmed it, like you might be picking apart his words and everything, But let's look at the results. That's like you just said. We need to look at your results. Am I creating what I want? Or, well, it's not your fault. Irrelevant. You partly created what your reality is today. Is this what you want? Would you like it to change? Then there's something you need to learn. There's something you need to learn about how life works. And for as long as you're stuck on right and wrong, Baba, you will continue to collect what you want. Right and wrong is just the bare minimum. That's where it starts from. We expect you to do the right thing. But for you to think that wisdom will end right there, Baba, listen to me carefully. You collect. Now me tell you, you will collect more. Okay? So just wait for it. We're here. As you can see, they are the gift that keeps giving. Okay? He continues, he said, a child is for two people, not one. Why must it be okay that the mother is the only person that have a right to a child? Rights, keyword, quote unquote, rights. Anytime you're obsessed with rights, not only are you right, okay?
You're right.
But your results are gonna keep coming out wrong. Why? You think, oh, it's just this life. This life is just so, everything is just so bad. This life is coming to an end. They're like, Baba, if it's coming to an end, that's for every one of us. There's nothing special about you. You're not getting it. There's nothing special about you. There are rules to this game called life. And there's no way you can get stuck on right and wrong. Because by default, you're right.
You're right.
But that's not relevant. It's not relevant to what we're talking about. The fact that you are right is not relevant. Okay? That's good for you. You did all the right thing. What's more important is the results you are created. You said, what's the result? Good question. What is the result? Are you happy? If you're not happy, you're probably confused. Because remember, you did the right thing, but the results are bad. So now you're confused. When you're confused, it's time that you learn something new. It's time. When you're ready, I understand. Until you hit rock bottom, you're not ready. But when you're ready, we'll get to it. He said, for example, you think I don't want to see my kids or share my time with them, but why is it okay for someone to use a child as a weapon? It's not okay. But just because we agree with you that it's not okay, it doesn't stop that to continue to be your reality. And it doesn't change the fact that you obviously don't know what you're doing because you keep talking about it in the public. Every chance you get to make this an example, you make it an example. And you expect that person who actually has the leverage, yes, they have leverage over you. That's the reality. That's called life. It's called negotiations. They have leverage, okay? You expect that person to like, okay, DOTUN, I've accepted to do the right thing, finally. Just come and see your child. It's possible, but it's highly unlikely. Okay? No, you're right. If in front of them, I would tell them to stop doing what is not okay. I would tell them, please don't do what is not okay. Allow that baby father to. I would tell them, But that person is not doing much talking. You are the one doing most talking. And to me, most of this talking, it makes sense that it will continue to translate to the result you're getting. Right? And it makes sense to me that you would assume that TIWA Savage is a good woman. See the assumption. Yeah. Because after all, people should just do what is right. Welcome to the real world, bro. Anyway, it's because of narratives like this. No, it's not because of narratives like this. Just how life works. Sorry. All right. Narratives like this are part of life. How you manage them are your responsibility. Okay. It's because of narratives like this that enables such cruelty. Why do you need to beg someone for a father to have access to his child? Defend whoever, but stop enabling a pure act of evil. Right? Right and evil. Makes sense, right? Obsession. They don't last. They can't create good relationship. It's not a curse. Look at, see, they are poisons. Right? Obsession with blame, fault, judgment. You cannot create good relationships. It's impossible, right? The moralizer, number 3. You can't. Discrete logic, right and wrong obsessed. You cannot create good relationships, okay? Especially when you're right. Welcome to the real world. You can thank me later, okay? Hit that like button, share, subscribe. If you're just coming in, thank you, I appreciate you. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I'm almost done with this story so we can get into some other stuff, but I thought this would be a good one. Let's see. Why do you need to beg someone to be okay? A pure act of evil perpetrated by many people these days. Leave the children out. Children have rights too. That's cap. That's a big cap. A blue big cap, bro. You know you don't care about those.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, you know this wasn't about the children. This is you're personally hurt. You're personal, and it's okay to admit that your feelings are your butt hurt. Your butt hurt, and I need you to acknowledge that, because if you don't acknowledge that, we cannot get to the solution that you need, which is to see your kids, and which is to disengage yourself from the obsession of being right.
You're right.
Because I guarantee that what you want is not to be right. You just want to see your kids, right? So why the obsession, right? I know why. Because you're like the rest of us, right? You don't know until you don't know. Most people don't know. They think life is about right and wrong. That's the bare minimum. You're expected to do that as a normal human being. If you don't do right and wrong, we'll put you in jail eventually. But that's the bare minimum. It's nothing special about you. There's other people around here. Their emotions are involved. And when the emotions are rubbed off wrongly, they will start seeing doing the wrong things as right. They might not admit it, but that's where it comes from. You know? That's where it comes from. Well, that's that right there. Anyway, in terms of let me see here. In terms of what should Davido do? Davido is a coconut head. I don't know if you found out yet. Just wait until Davido is gonna learn the hard way. You know, nobody escapes. I mean, look at the legacy of TB Joshua has been dragged for the past few days. Nobody escapes this kind of stuff. You know, there's 8 billion people out here, right? You want to use forces and against a woman who is probably inclined with her rights in society. That's obviously not smart. It's not smart, right? So now already now he's gonna get dragged. So I want to see where the Davido and the case, I want to see where it lands. I think T-Bills had the right to respond the way he responded in efforts to protect his family, because I don't care, you know, I don't care about the particulars of what he's saying. It's about he stood up for his family, you know, and if he didn't stand up for his family, who's to say how the extent that the secret talks on the phone and the harassment on text, who's to say how far it will go? Now they know that this is a force that they need to reckon with in one shape, form, or the other. Whatever they want to do to each other, I hope they don't hurt each other. But I can respect a person dragging another person with their child because he needs to protect his family. It's whatever, as far as I'm concerned. I told you before, I'm not obsessed with what is right and wrong. Okay? But if the why is like you threatened my son or my baby mother, I can rock with that. I can respect that. Because some people are mad. You need to say things like that to them before you get their attention. Okay? There's some people like that. You need to say things like that in order to get their attention. That's the only thing they understand. If you try to appease them and you try to do, let us talk, because he said he tried that. They don't hear it. They think everybody succumbs to them. They think everybody submits to them. Until you say your father, your papa. Until you say that, some people you can't get their attention. And there's some people like that, and Davido seems like one of those people. And I don't want to encourage violence. I'm just saying. He has a good point with regards to protecting his family. I would say maybe you're right. He shouldn't bring the children into, but Davido is typing and threatening somebody's baby mother like that. That's irresponsible. So we see they're adults, they can handle it. Okay, I hope so. I hope they can handle it. But yeah, let me see. Toby said T-Bill seems to have a better relationship with TIWA now. He seems to praise and protect her, which lends room for a more harmonious co-parenting relationship between them. You know, I mean, how are you gonna hate on that? How would anybody ever hate on that indirectly and say, oh, it's because she's a good woman? Who is a good man? Who is a bad woman? Who is a bad man? Better go and sit down somewhere. The person you were sleeping with in bed when you were having sex with them, you always thought they were a good person, right? They were good in some way, shape or form, right? And then they become a bad person because now don't show each other shege and you don't have the skills, you don't know what you're doing, and you're now trying to bring the whole world into it. About you need to go back home and keep your home in order, and that message is for DOTUN, because it seems like T-Bills is handling his business, and that's what it comes down to, is handling his business. Okay. Tiwa Savage did the right thing. Call the police. I encourage that here all the time. Somebody want to move mad, call the police. Call the po-po. Call the po-po. Let the police deal with it. Okay. Don't sleep on it. Don't wait until they actually do it. If there's anything that makes you feel unsafe, you're a man or you're a woman, it doesn't matter. Just call the police. Just call the police. In fact, let me see. I think there might be a post here that let me see. There might be a post here that I wanted to share. Let me see. With regards to that particular message. Oh, yeah, there's one here. Let me show you something. You see this post? This is a good part. See where it says, why I won't be pressing charges against my girl for assaulting me. You see this? This is, before we open it, it's wrong. Let me show you something. See this guy with the black eye? He said, first off, I would like to apologize to my girl. I keep saying I'm a change, but this is an eye-opener for me starting 2024. She went through my phone while I was asleep and hit me so hard. I thought Javante Davis woke me up. Who's that, like a boxer? I won't press charges because that's not what real ninjas do. That's bullshit. You need to press, not charges, but they need to sleep in jail. You just call the police. I don't care what she found in the phone. It doesn't matter. Just like I told you, it doesn't matter. I'm not worried about right and wrong, because I'm not worried. But if somebody does not know how to keep their hands to themselves, they should sleep in jail for a whole weekend. Okay, God help them. It's a Friday. You call the police. When they come back from jail, we will sort everything out. We will sort it out. If you want to salvage, you want to move on, it won't matter, because they will do it again. They will do it again. It's a no. If you don't have to wait until they do it. If they're showing signs that they might do this someday, you call the police. You write a petition to the police. This should not be normalized in any way. Okay? Real ninjas don't let people who don't know how to keep their hands to themselves go scot-free. There must be some kind of consequence for that, because they will never change. When they come back, they need to go to anger management. They need to go to anger management for 2 weeks before you even open your mouth to talk to them at all. If you don't do that, it's a sign of lack of self-respect, and you deserve every disrespect that comes with that. I'm just letting you know. All right. Somebody said there's more to this story than meets the eye. We don't need the more to the story. If somebody doesn't know how to keep their hands to themselves, they need to sleep. They need to go to jail. Okay. So that was the Tiwa Savage and the T-Bill story for today. We're gonna get into D-Love say this one they craze. DV is not okay regardless of gender. It's never okay. It's never okay. Anyway, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. And let's get to the story of the day. I will be right back.
Ooh, girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Why is this thing frozen? Is my face frozen? I think so. I wonder why. Okay. I'm changing face now. I'm good. Let me see. Oh, rishi. All right, let me fix this, okay? I'll be right back. Let me fix this. All right, we should be good now. Oh, it's working now. We should be good. All right. You see, all these gadgets, all this technical stuff, they are never perfect. So, anyway, I'm gonna close some of my tabs because that was a section. I'm gonna play these. I'm gonna play these videos. We're gonna talk about Jim Iyke and his saga with the late TB Joshua, and then we'll talk more about TB Joshua. How's that, right? Let's see here.
Church surfaced online. He reveals that a desperate search for a miracle for his then ailing mother led him to the church. He insists he was not paid to make the appearance and that he was taken advantage of.
At that point, truthfully, if they told me that there will be a cure in hell, I'll go. You're talking about your mother, you know. So I went. I remember I went there with my security, my sister, my PA, and when we got there, there was constant insistence. We were upstairs in one room. There was constant insistence that I'd come to church that day. And I said, well, that wasn't the arrangement. The understanding is that come do what you're, because we kept my mom, we brought her by ambulance, we kept her in the hospital nearby. I said the understanding is that you lay your hands on her and she, get better. But they said, no, you must come to church. Consequently, the argument won. My sisters forced me and I went to church downstairs. I was there, and when the whole thing about touching people and they would say stuff was happening, I found it a little laughable, seriously. I'm saying this on national TV, that people can confirm or deny. And I remember my sister pinching me and telling me to stop. I said, come on, man, this charity, this is what we came here for. This no, let's move mommy out of here. Keep looking for medical help. Then we're about to go to South Africa to this gentleman that was recommended to us, a specialist as well. The next thing, the gentleman in question passed, and I looked at him. I still had the same look of amusement on my face, and he touched me. Now, I can't explain what happened within that space of time. Within that 5 minutes where whatever it is happened. I'm not here to start preferring explanation to spiritual things that is way beyond me. I'm a man that understands how a lot of things work. That I cannot explain.
Lobato.
And nobody can suggest anything otherwise. Because personally, I know what happened, to me. But within that time, lacks explanation. They said I said stuff, I did stuff. I found that extremely embarrassing at that time. But even further down the line, the reason I felt extremely bitter about it was, at the end of the day, my mom didn't get healed. I still lost her, So I carried that. When people were saying all kinds of stuff about it, some people even suggested that I got paid to come, through that charity. I thought that was the highest level of insult. I didn't want to come out in public media and talk about the real reason I was there, because if they understood, they will understand that it's the love of a mother that drove me there. So it happened, and it took the birth of my son really to let that issue go. For a long time, I was very bitter about it. I carried that yoke in my heart, and I just felt, I'm so mad at this man and everything that happened that time. But the truth of the matter is that I was holding myself captive, not him. He had that kind of power over me. Every time I saw him, I would request that it gets switched off. But at the end of the day, when I had my son, one night I got up, looked at my son, and felt the enormity of the kind of love only a father can feel for. And I said, listen, for the reason and the occasion of my son's birth, I have to let this go. So I did what a man would do, cried about it, held my son, and swore that I would let it go. And by all intents and purposes.
All right, you heard that. That was sorry about that. That was Jim Ike's take on the experience he had. I think I have another version of it that I actually want to play. That was the version on a platform called Lennon Ogre. There's another version. Let me play this one for you. I'm getting somewhere here. Okay. We talked about it here yesterday, that people have things that they're going through. So we can't just judge people that are still in that church or go to that church for whatever took them there. You know, people have all of them are vulnerable in one shape, form or the other, and the only entity we can hold accountable is his legacy. You know, that's it. Especially when not just one or two people are telling this similar stories. And now you've heard Jim Ike also said that they put the mother in the hospital and he didn't want to go, but somehow they insist that he needed to show up to that place. And what I'm about to play for you is what happened as a result of that. Okay, the question is that how did this end up on TV somewhere, on a live stream somewhere, to the point that people were grabbing? Well, he was Jim Ike. It to get people watching, to get the church going viral. Remember, one of the things we said is that this man he understood media and how to use it to manipulate the general population, right? It's then I'm freezing. You guys can still hear me, right? I don't know what's going on. One second, let me just let me try some. Hold on 1 second. What is going on with this thing? Oh God. Let's try this again. Can you guys? Okay, hold on 1 second. All right. Ojulo Rowa. So I always like my camera to be on. All right, we're back now. I think we should be good. Right. So let me play this. I think it's StreamYard that's acting up, but let me play this for you.
Madame Descamps, cher accusateur, nous voyons.
What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? You're too small. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, he's too big. He's too big. He loves God too much. He's too wealthy. He's too big. If I let him go, where will I go? What do you want to do to him? Destroy him. Huh? I have to destroy him. It's God has kept my life. I've done everything. I've done everything to destroy him.
So some kind of spirit was speaking through Jim Ike, saying, I'm not sure who he was talking about, but it sounds like he was talking about somebody that was too big, and that spirit was trying to strike. They were trying to strike somebody, some kind of man of God that was too big and he doesn't want to let go and stuff. Brother Ben, how you doing? Humans need to learn how to control their emotions. Giving someone a black eye is not okay. Abio. Yeah. So this is the result of them, according to him, insisting that he must come to the church, even though the person that needed the healing, they said, just lay your hands. He said, just lay your hands on her and she'll be fine, right? And they've been carrying her mother around I think they were even trying to carry her to South Africa to some other specialist. And a lot of things like that happen. You know, in Nigeria where there's no proper healthcare. You know, in Nigeria where they might turn people back from the hospital and say, hello, Tessa Elebo, we can't sort this one out. There's no proper diagnosis, or there's wrong diagnosis and stuff like that, you know. So I have close family members that have been victims of that in Nigeria, you know. So it only makes sense that this type of spirit will take advantage of the vulnerable in that regard. Let me play.
He keeps blessing him. He's too stubborn. What are the things you think is finding him? Huh? He will never get married. He will never get married. He can't love anybody. What have you done to his career? I've tried to destroy his career. He keep rising. I can't breathe.
Essayer de détruire sa carrière.
I can't breathe.
Continue à progresser.
No. Listen. I can't let him go. He will never go. I will never ever let him go. Don't you understand? This one is the biggest of them all. This is God's glory. If I let him go, everything is gone. How are you?
So if you look at what is going on here right now, I grew up seeing this kind of stuff. Okay, I never took what they might be saying in that point in time as it's not that deep for me, but it makes sense to me that people can be so soaked up in spiritually and they can get lost in the middle of what they don't understand. And again, G-Mike has really grown up to be a very wise person. Even the way he worded it was a very wise way of wording. It's like, listen, I don't know whatever happened between that and that 5 minutes, and I'm not here to try to explain what I don't understand. Right? That's a very wise way of putting that, because the reality is that there are things we don't understand and we don't need to understand. That's what makes life life. Why this is why I tell people that are obsessed with right and wrong, is because common sense is like, you don't need to understand everything, just calm down. Must you understand everything about life? You will miss out in the space of trying to being obsessed with everything like that. Be okay with I don't understand some things. Just be all right with that. When you do that, it's easier for you to engage active listening. It's easier for you to receive more in terms of knowledge and wisdom. But when you just lock your brain up and say there's everything there is to understand, I've known it, that's a problem. That's a problem, you know. But yeah, he got used, and he had to. Just because he got used does not mean that he won't have to deal and do the work of letting go at some point. He also spoke to that. I'll play another version of it in a second.
I'm good.
So right now, I can't let you go. So right now, in the name of Jesus, you demon, it's time you go. Out! In the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Out! Just go. Out! In the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Go.
Regardez votre écran, cher utilisateur, délivrance de ce jeune acteur de la cinématographie nigérienne.
Happy New Year, Gorex. Good to see you.
Responsable des
look at. Come here. You say what? I can't look at you. So right now, in the name of Jesus, out! Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name. No! Out! No!
So this is what Nigerians are obsessed with. When they see this, now they can confirm that God is in their presence. This is what Nigerians are obsessed with. The black race in general are generally obsessed with it, and a lot of white people too, to be fair, you know. But when people become vulnerable, when life happens, they might be looking for answers in all types of places. We can't judge them. But when there's a leader on top of them who is using the very nature of human beings, when they're vulnerable, they want answers, right? When they use that to manipulate, right, or to use it to violate people, they're not going to last much longer. You will continue. In the last, how many news have you seen in the last few weeks? Unfortunately, it looks like it's all black people. So why are they trying to pull our black people down? Well, if our black people don't have anything in their closet, they won't be pulling them down. So you're going to see more of that. But also, we also tend not to watch white people's news. They also pull them down too if they get caught. I've been seeing all kind of crazy white people news for a while too. Okay, maybe you don't watch such channels or you don't see them, but I see them. Men of God, okay, that get caught in the weirdest way. They're everywhere too. Just go and search. I will see if I can bring some names later on, okay? But there was a guy, I think his first name was Ted. The first one I encountered years ago, his name was Ted. He became a regular guy, now doing a regular job. But it was huge, it was big. Until one day they found out that, hey, he's been messing with some little boys in the church, you know? So there are many of them out there in every race. I'm just saying, this is not a matter of race, okay? This is just what it is. If the people you're going to find out as time goes on, there's going to be more fake prophets being exposed, either alive or dead. It doesn't matter if they're dead, by the way, just so you know. Their legacy is just as powerful because people continue to be the victims of their legacy, just in case you're not aware. Now, I'm not saying that we know for a fact these things happen. I just believe it. That's all. Okay?
Out! Okay. Come on, mighty Lord Jesus Christ. Out! The mighty Lord Jesus Christ. Out! 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 Come out! Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name.
Laisse rendu à Dieu pour le merveillement de Jésus-Christ. Le jeune homme a été libéré par la puissance du Saint-Esprit.
Rise up, sir. You're free. Rise up, you're free. Rise up.
So now he's free.
Rise up. Why did you take up, man? Can't you see it's embarrassed? Don't worry. Thank you. How are you, sir? What? Don't worry, don't worry. I'm sorry, how are you? I'm fine, sir. Don't worry. The man of God would like to see you after the service. Thank you. Come on, have a seat. Thank you, Jesus. Have a seat. I was sitting there. Eh?
So he was used. He was used.
Voilà, chers utilisateurs, pour vous qui venez juste de nous rejoindre, nous sommes à la CSP et nous sommes progrès. Alors l'esprit confessait qu'il était trop grand, malgré le fait qu'il a essayé de le stopper dans sa carrière professionnelle.
Now, Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians are so daft, they will be like, okay, so why was it spinning then if it wasn't truly the power of God? Clearly, you don't understand how the human brain works. Right? But there's enough of them that will say things like that. So why was it spinning and why was it falling under if it didn't really work? You don't understand. The human brain, okay, or you have to tamper with a small place like this, right? You don't have to touch it. That's why you must protect your mind. You must protect what you feed your brains, because it's delicate. It's a delicate thing, okay? But again, like G-Mike, just like G-Mike, I'm not going to attempt to explain everything to you. You too, you can pick up some books and read and just understand just a little bit extra on how the human brain. Maybe you can stop calling we're on the street. Nigeria has like all kind of mad people on the streets, and yet they're asking stupid questions like, oh, so how come anybody can go mad at any point in time? Oh, leave that thing, you know. But these are the things that a lot of Nigerians need to see to be able to say there's power of God. Just the fact that we wake up in the morning is not enough for some people to just see God speaking through that. Like, did you wake yourself up this morning? Right? It's not enough. Right? The fact that you travel around, you go and you come back home safe and sound, you thought that was your right, didn't you? Oh, you didn't say it was your right, but you kind of act like it. You don't realize that that's every day is a blessing. All of it is delicate. It can be taken away from you. Anyway, K. Asuko says, too many people make their pastor God. Shout out to you. Exactly when you're looking for answers, these are the best people to scam. Desperation. Yep. So life itself is a miracle. You don't have to look too far, you know. But again, I understand when people are desperate, you have a sick family member. There's too many stories I've heard since yesterday of people who have sick families and they end up in that church because people are just desperate for some kind of healing. Sometimes it's something physical, something that has altered their life. So I can't judge them. The only thing we can do as a society, as we learn more, is to hold people accountable when we find out that they've been manipulating people. They don't have to have done it intentionally. If they're dangerous to society, they're dangerous. It's as simple as that, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Exactly. Okay. His previous anger is totally, that's Jamaica, right? It's just totally justifiable because he went there for a different purpose. That situation could have affected his career or brand, but glad he's decided to let go and learn from the experience. Yes. This experience right here, when I was growing up, so we went to White Garment Church between when I was 8, maybe 7 and 10 years old, right? So somewhere around 1987-ish to like, we stopped going because we moved to Awa from Akure in 1990. So about 3-4 years of, maybe up to 5 years, you know. My parents were, they put them in different positions and stuff. Leader, Yanistrali, all that kind of stuff. But that specific church, because I know a lot of good people that go to White Garment Church. And even for years, I couldn't step my foot in White Garment Church because my brain always go to my experience. Eventually, I broke that because like I can enter Sele, what the heck? I used to play keyboard all around, New Jersey. It's one of the ways I made money when I was in college. And one day, some people say, some of my friends they went to, I think it was this Sele, I think it might have been Kerubu and Seraphim, and they don't wear shoes into the church and stuff. And the only thing I say is I don't want this. They wanted to enforce me to wear a sutana, the white thing. I said no, I'm good. But stepping in was a big deal because of the way I'd been conditioned. Like and who conditioned me that way? I was conditioned by the Pentecostal church that those are not the real deal. The Pentecostal church conditioned me that those were not the real deal. It's just a bunch of basketballs among the followers of Christ. Jesus Christ. God help us. Anyway. So it can become a stronghold in your life. If what they used to do, if any of our family member came to visit, just a visit worship with us, somebody's going to see something about them. They're not just going to go scot-free. And they will be held hostage. They will see something. And the way they will narrate whatever they saw, you can relate. And you won't be able to rest. You won't be able to sleep, okay? Unless you come back to that church. And it was a consistent thing. It was a pattern. It's just how they did it, okay? So, I can only imagine, like, you see how he woke up and was like, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. Now he might say, this is powerful. But then, unfortunately, his mother never made it. So now he's angry all over. Do you know how many people would be angry like that out there right now? Some of them, you end up marrying them. You don't know what is wrong with them. They're probably just angry with life all in total. Anyway. Wala. True, they need a show. They use them for a show. That's what it is. You don't believe me? That's why there's cameras everywhere. Okay? Yep, Jamaica was used. That's what that was. That's why I attend church and pastor or prophet called me to come. They usually don't respond. Just ignore them and face my front. Yeah. If you look like a person of interest, they will see something about you. Okay. It's very easy to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Yeah. Rena, hello. How you doing? Hey, you look like you can play keyboard. I do. I was thinking about doing like a music segment, like maybe in the mornings, like do like worship sessions in the morning. If you help me build this platform, maybe I will have some room to do that. People feel like TB Joshua should left to rest in peace. No, it's not about TB Joshua. It's about the legacy of TB Joshua. We need to understand how life works. TB Joshua is long gone, done, over. It's done. Okay? What you need to understand about the human experience is that the legacy is actually oftentimes, someone like that especially, much more powerful than when they are alive. Jesus Christ. All right. These small things matter. The legacy is what we're talking about. Okay, not the person of TB Joshua. That one is gone, far gone. You don't have to worry about protecting TB Joshua. He cannot be hurt anymore. All right. But the moment he passed, I'm going to play a video of his last message, allegedly his last message, for you in a second. He becomes 10,000 times much more powerful. That legacy. People, no, they will be exposed to rest in pieces because the people they caused trauma are still dealing with their trauma. There are people that are still being victimized. I would have become senior prefect by now. Listen, the way I've been staring back then, there's no way. It just wasn't who I am or who I was. I saw everything. I'm the guy who is like in the corner just, what is wrong with that person? Interesting. Omemi. Interesting. Yeah. Oguri, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That was me because I naturally attempt to rationalize everything, which I try to slow down from because that's not necessarily always good, you know. So, and I've always been that person. So, so even if they take me to that 5 minutes like they took Jim Ike, I probably will come back and find a way to explain it in a rational way. You know, like I was just sleeping. Actually, I had a dream in that moment. I was just sleepy. I didn't sleep well last night. I would have found a way to rationalize it. That's just the person I am, you know. Yeah, and also when it comes to bad things happening to bad people, my natural default is that bad things happen to good people. That's just life. We're 8 billion people here. People act like they're special. But when I remind them, my wife was telling me yesterday that, do you know how many people were born on my same birthday? I think she was watching something on Netflix. I was like, what do you mean? I don't know, a couple of people. See, me, I've never been delusional to think I'm the only one that was born on my birthday. Okay? First of all, I attempted to have my second boy born on my birthday. It was just because the doctor was traveling and then we missed it by 2 days. I was like, I gotta bring him out right now. I was like, dude, we said it my birthday. But I've always been that guy. So I've never been delusional to think that I'm the only one that was born on my birthday. But apparently, don't tell her, she was. And she was like 18 million. I think she said 18 million people. An average of 18 million people were born on in the population on any. You'd have the same birthday. And she said it hit her like a ton of bricks. I was like, why? I guess she didn't expect it. I was like, I've never been that delusional. Okay. I've never been that delusional. I knew that there were 8 billion people here. It makes sense that a couple of million people were born on the same or have the same birthday as mine. All of us are narcissists, just so you know. My aunt is a prophetess and said I was an emiri. I bet they did. Marriott. I bet they did. And they needed to do prayers for me. I had followed her to the church often, but that was the last straw. Listen, when they tell you that, even you start questioning it. That's how powerful it is. It's an extremely powerful thing you can tell anybody. Like there's a spirit that's making you do this, that. You can always relate. Why? Because we all have patterns. I say that all the time, right? So before they say one or two things, just by looking at you, they size you up and down. And some of them do have a gift of seeing some things about you too, by the way. It will align. It becomes a stronghold in your life. They will hold you hostage for potentially the rest of your life. I have family members that are held hostage for the rest of their lives. Okay. So, but when you know that, listen, life is, we're passing by. It's not that deep. Yoruba people say, but many people don't understand that. You can't hug up onto life. instead of you trying to control or manipulate life into what you want, just embrace it and make the most out of it. Nurture your relationships. There are people that stop talking to their siblings because somebody said that person is a witch. You don't know that? You never heard that before? Don't act like you've never heard that before. Okay? Shout out to Obsidian Order. What's going on? At her church, KNS, you buy soap, sponge, go to a river. I did all of that. Urita Meta showered in the middle of the night. Or in the middle of the night, 12 midnight. Okay? All of that. All right. That's why Rabbi was talking as well. This guy, Baba, I know everything, bros. I know it, right? I don't know everything, but I know enough. Okay, because honestly, if I didn't go to that, if I didn't take me to that church when I was younger, I probably would be delusional too. You know, I might think everything is just Anglican. Yeah, right. I knew the practice and was not doing that mess. This happened at age 10. Thank God my parents listened to me. Oh, that's awesome. Some parents, they would tell you like, let's help you. You know. She said, Ola, I've heard that many times. My dad's youngest stepmom was trying to stop going to Sabbath. When she stopped going, she couldn't rest. I don't if they were attacking her spiritually or what. No, it's because of the seed they sowed in her before she left. All I have to, there's certain things I have to say to you, I can say to you right now, and you won't be able to rest unless you come back to Men of Prestige for the next 2 years. Okay? But I also know that they often, they tend not to last in terms of actually helping you, right? So I always try to find a balance. I want to teach you some things. I want to give you some kind of doctrines, if you will, that I know will help you, but I also want you to live it. I want you to internalize it. I want you to make it real, because if you are faking it, it's not sustainable, right? So when people, like, for example, people might talk about no contact rule when you're trying to get back with an ex. Say, be careful with that, because if you are faking it, it won't last, right? Instead, you should actually disengage and engage your purpose, because everything in life that's going to be worthwhile needs to be backed up by purpose. If you try to fake not picking up the call so that they can like you better, all that kind of stuff, it will get this combo, it won't last. And that's what's going on with religion as you knew it today. They lasted a couple of centuries, but they're not sustainable, you know. She went back and has been going to dates. It can last a lifetime. Like I just said, some things have lasted a couple of centuries. Mm-hmm. I want to believe that man by himself. That's where the thumbnail came from, by the way. The thumbnail, what did I say on the thumbnail? Did he die for them? Something like that. I was asking, did he die for them? They might claim he died eventually, maybe about 200 years from now. Don't be surprised if a couple of millions of people are now walking around society saying that this man died for them. Don't be surprised. A couple of centuries from now, it will be all right. It will be okay. It's not the end of the world if that happens, okay? They will figure it out. It will just be another generation of people. Many people long for the cult they escaped from. They do, because there's a reason why the cult worked in the first place. My question is, again, was Jesus white? Were you the same person? You changed your name today. Was Jesus white? Were the ancient Hebrews white? I don't know. I think Daddy Freeze would be the best person to ask. I'm not really a Bible scholar at all. You know, I don't pay attention to much of the ancient things that goes into where we are today. But a lot of things that Daddy Freeze says, 90% when it comes to the Bible, more than 90%, makes absolute sense. Okay? The only thing I disagree with him on is that I don't see the need to be calling out people on something that they believed for centuries. I don't know what good that's necessarily going to do. I think I'd rather just empower them with what's available. If there's a teaching they are following, like for example, I'm a Christ follower, particularly because of the teachings of Christ. Right? Some people might come back and say, hey, Christ, his girlfriend was Mary Magdalene. I was like, it doesn't matter to me. Oh, I'm honest. It doesn't matter to me. This that I can read right now these are powerful scriptures that anyone can apply to their life and have an awesome life, depending on how you apply it, depending on who is interpreting for you, of course, right? So I don't really care what happened about 300, 400 years ago. Personally, I think as a race we should care. There are people that do that, right? So I don't know, but from what I've heard in recent times, no, Jesus was not, I don't think he was a white person. I think that people always quote the part of the Bible where it said he had woolly hair, so it must mean he must a black person. Like, you guys go shalaye tired. I don't have time. Okay. Chia said he wasn't white. He's not European. What did I say? Did I say something? My people perish. K Asuko. That name sounds Ghanaian. Are you Ghanaian? If it's Ghanaian, then I definitely butchered that name. I was wrong. I'm so sorry. Ozia 46. My people will perish from the lack of knowledge. Is this correct? Yes. That is correct. So leaving this topic or this pastor to rest in peace does what? It keeps this foolishness going. No, it's not. We can leave him to rest in peace. That's a default. He's resting in peace. It's literally, there's no life in it anymore. The legacy must be questioned, must be held accountable. Okay, and there is a difference, you know, because there are people still here that are pushing the legacy. You understand? And they are pushing the culture, and those people need to be investigated. If such stories needs to keep coming out, because he probably trained other people to behave the same way, because you can't carry out those kind of acts all by yourself. He had accomplices. Some of them were the people that were narrating the story. Yep. What is Emiri? Is that Ogbanje? It's the same thing. Principalities from highest places. He just reminded me of a story of Marriott. We went to a church for an event. That's how the pastor said, I'm Emiri too. That's, if you watch this, if you watched the documentary, this was a real thing for TB Joshua. It's either they had tempted spirit, seductive spirit, harlot spirit, Emiri spirit. This was a theme all the way through, if you watched it. Right? So it's not just TB Joshua. There's a tons of small churches that do this in Nigeria. Okay? Back in the 90s, I would argue that it was mostly white garment church, but some of those white garment churches have spread it out. Some of them have decided not to wear white garment anymore, and they're practicing some of the same thing. Right? So they're still out there. They're out there. Anyway, they took me to the beach and beat the Emiri out of me. Oh, so sorry to hear that, D-Love. That's crazy. That is crazy. I saw many of those beatings. I saw them. Okay, they will use the palm. You know, when we were in Anglican, we only used the palm tree on the Palm Sunday. But when we went to the White Garment Church, the palm was always present, and sometimes they put it together like Oshishowo, like a broom, and they used that to whip spirits out of people. And I saw many of those. Okay. That is crazy. Jesus Christ. Whatever race the Hebrews back then were, some say they are black race. The Bible described him to be woolly hair. Exactly, that's what I saw. That's a lot of shalaye. Sorry, I laughed. These people saw that you didn't conform. That's my belief. Because I don't understand, how will beating remove the Emiri? A lot of them were just as ignorant. Okay, but at some point, one of the leaders realized that, these people are following me like stupid people. Let me do more of it. At some point, somebody decided that. They might have been victim of the same thing, but at some point, somebody like, they realized they were benefiting from a bunch of stupid people following them, and they perpetuated it. It continued. Okay. Now, some of the newest members of the white garment churches would disagree, just so you know, because a lot of the parishes and different parts, they've divided themselves up into multiples too, and some decided not to do such things anymore because they fought against those things. Some of them, so you might see different factions of different churches, just like you have in Anglican, just like you have in Catholic. Like in Catholic in Nigeria now, I think they have the charisma thing. They have some that are really SU-ish, and some that can still wear that they would never. They have different, but that's the nature of human being. They will divide themselves up into different things. Eventually, they will go and start another parish somewhere because they disagree on one point. These are human behaviors. Don't be all surprised when you see them. Okay. Sorry for that for you. Emir and Ogbanje are similar. Yeah, it's essentially the same thing. They're just saying some kind of evil spirit is driving you, right? I'm sure somebody will say it's different. Like it's different because Ogbanje does have this type of thing, and their characteristics is kind of like at that point I'll just be like, I'm good. Thanks for the explanation. Born Chance, good to see you. Says a former insider said he had been sick for a while before his actual passing. He didn't die for anybody. I knew that. I'm just saying they might claim that. I knew he didn't die for anybody, right? But they might claim that a couple of centuries from now. That's all. At Ola, with billions of galaxies and trillions planets and the growing possibility that we are not alone in the universe, who dies for the aliens in other planets in faraway galaxies? I get you. I don't think it's a valid argument against matters of faith and spirituality. I don't think they're relevant. I think that's a whole different conversation entirely, for me personally. I don't use that to prove that there is no God to people of faith. You know what I'm saying? First of all, they won't listen to you, so it's just a waste of time. Second of all, I don't think they're relevant. Okay. Oh, you're from Akwa Ibom. Okay, Asuko. You're right. I should know that. We can't do anything about he rests. He's resting. Yeah, V-Sodality. Yes, that was you. Spiritual husbands. Yeah, like spiritual husband. They also use that to tie you down. They will tell you you have spiritual husband. Now you start to say, that is why I've been arguing with this man for about 3 months in a row. No, you've been arguing because you're arguing. Okay? And no, I'm not arguing against spiritual husband. Maybe you've been seeing somebody in your sleep. I don't know. But that has nothing to do with your skill sets when it comes to relationships, dating, and marriage. That is a matter of skills in 2023, just like everything else that is making you money, that you go to work today, you come back home to work, you take your kids to the doctor's appointment. Like everything else, it's a matter of skill set. The spiritual husband, by the way, if you believe in it, it will control your life, literally. Yeah, if you believe in it, it will control your life. Does that make sense? Right? So, and if you already believe in it, I can't necessarily stop you from believing it. I can only tell you that you need to be aware that that is a belief system. And that's part of the tools that they use to hold you hostage. Just in case it's working against you. If it's working for you, keep doing you. If whatever you're doing is working for you, whatever faith you believe in is working for you, who am I to question that, right? No, Asuko is epic. Thank you, Jerry. I should know that because I have a buddy. His name is something close to that. I think it's Asuko, last name, and it's from that area. Jesus is perhaps the best teacher, motivational speaker that has ever lived. In my opinion, yes. I mean, his teachings were solid. Are solid. I should say are solid. Okay, in my opinion, my personal opinion. Thank you. Everybody's correcting me already. It's not Ghanaian name. It's a name from Akwa Ibom and Cross River. Thank you. Mine was 4 days dry fasting. That was to cast away. What was that? And I was supposed to eat until I confess. I went out, bought a ring, and told them I puked it out. And I told them, Natu. I puked it out and told them in the morning I saw a light bulb and 2 rope connecting each other. 2 rope connecting each other. And they fell for it. Jesus.
Jesus.
You see how gullible they are. Only if you will grab a hold of yourself. The pastor now said I was delivered, prayed for me, and gave me food. I no fit come kill myself. That is some strong thing. Charismatics are still under the umbrella of the Catholic Church. Yes, they're still part of Catholic Church, but it's like, but my point is that in every group of people, they have their divisions that somebody will disagree. They might go and start another branch somewhere, and a lot of the branches that you see in Nigeria today were actually a result of that. It might look like they still carry the same name, but there's a disagreement that happened between them, and they might want to still stay under the same body, but they said, go and do your thing. Okay, it wasn't that much. Okay, do you want to, after all, you are spirit-filled and you're called? Hey, let's just start a branch in your own village over there. A lot of those conversations led to that, just in case you didn't know. How do I know? Because my parents have been leaders in church for a long time. Anyway, this shit happened 32 years ago. Wow, that is fascinating. That a child will be able to think of that. I was super stubborn that time. I rebelled to every goddamn thing. You have to be possessed to spend your school fees for 2 years, starting from age 11. No be juju be that. No, not. Yeah, exactly right.
No be juju be that.
Exactly right. I see why some people will carry their child and go to Emmanuel TV now. You see? Oh, bad girl, that is, I can't even be mad at you for that. That's crazy. I'd rather you do that than they're whipping you with some stuff, trying to whip Obanji out of you. Why are Africans always blaming the devil for everything? Does the devil live in Africa? It's not just Africans. African American do. White people who believe in the devils, they do. Okay, but I think we're all obsessed with, we must point finger at something else but self. I think we're all obsessed with that, and that's something I heavily preach against here, because I know you will still do it because you're a human being like the rest of us. But I just want you to be aware that you don't really get any power from that. You don't learn anything from pointing fingers. Precisely what you're doing is like there's nothing to learn. Is that thing's fault? Is the rain so? I think it's snowing outside actually already. I think it's supposed to be a snowstorm tonight. It's the snow fault, rain, sunshine. It's everything's fault, but those things are not strong enough. They're not as strong as the devil. You get it? So it must be the devil, of course. And the devil is still a lie. Now, I was running our old streets. No matter how rich and powerful your parents are, now me, she get the street. It wasn't normal for my parents, especially a girl child. So my parents fell for it. Jesus. And then you got delivered. Hey, nothing but the devil. Is a regular African American say, yep, exactly. We all do it. We just have to blame somebody else, forgetting that even the devil is not somebody. That would be some kind of spirit, right? I guess. I don't know. Who knows? But it's not a human being, just so you know. Anyway, I'm gonna play this video, and we're gonna end with this. This was the last. Apparently, they said this was the last thing he said before he passed. This was his last message before he passed. No, before I play that, let me first of all play Seun Kuti. Okay, this guy is a case study. All right, let me play this.
Buildings are collapsing left, right, and center. In fact, I just finished watching that synagogue documentary. I just finished watching it. And what I have to say to Nigerians is, if you think that TB Joshua is the only one guilty of all those things they are showing there, if you think your own GO right now as we speak is not engaging, now I have a new word for abusing and raping women. It's called TBJ.
I wanted to mute that.
And you can use it like this. Omo, that pastor go TBJ that girl. Pastors, she was TBJ'd. No, TBJ. You have to put the TB. You can't just say she was Jade because TB just did there. Just to fuck all these men, like, no, that's not make people to the open church. And they tell you, listen, that's what I like for last time. This let me advise all these pastors. Let me just advise all of you now. These girls also, no need for you to be hiding behind all this morality, spiritual power, man of God, to take advantage of them. They want to. And if our fella was a priest too, chief priest of the African shrine, with huge cult-like following, that fella gets. But fella was up front. That's why, as fella don't die now, we are not hearing scandal that, oh, fella was girls in the organization. We already know fella was all the girls in the organization, man. You know, hide down. Papa let them say, this is why I'm here. I feel like they talk and say, sex is a spiritual thing. When you lay with a woman, it's spiritual energy. Papa do everybody.
He said, Papa do everybody.
Everybody.
Let's talk about his father, by the way.
Are wicked. It's because you want to and still be claiming sainthood. You still want to be. You want to be and be telling everybody else not to. That's your problem.
The mouth. Somebody there say chew like a dog.
And in fact, they want to you because you are successful, you are powerful. It's a turn on for most women. It's a turn on for most women.
Yeah, but they are sick. That's not enough for them.
Darkness, you cannot say what you are about. You are lying behind all this spiritual nonsense that doesn't exist. We all know. I mean, if you have to watch this documentary, let me see something now. If you have to watch this documentary to know that TBJ has never performed a single miracle in his life, then you deserve to be TBJ'd.
All right, so the point is making there, before I continue playing him, right? I saw some people commenting that, somebody comment that, I think it was on Daddy Freeze, like, I believe, was it Daddy Freeze? Oh yeah, it was Daddy Freeze show. So the person said, I believe that some of the miracles were real and some were not real. Why do you need to play? If some of the miracles are not real, you have to cancel all of it. You have to literally cancel all of it. Why would that make sense to anybody? Outside of just an attempt to justify the stronghold. This guy has been talking for years. Well, his father, everybody have been talking for generations on the stronghold that these things have on people, including politicians, God of man, the whiteys, right? He talks about all that. So if he's laughing right now, I say, that laugh is not real. He's feeling sorry for the generations. That's what it is. You know, after you want to cry, but you just start laughing, right? That laugh that said, it's like I told you so type of laugh. That hopefully you're paying attention and you're learning. You know?
I repeat, if you take this documentary for you to know that no pastor anywhere in this country has ever performed any miracle in their life.
Jesus, that is a bold statement.
Then you deserve to be TBJ too. So you believe true to say somebody will don't cripple. Somebody can make her stand up and you go stand up. Leg will never walk. This leg has not walked or done anything. The muscles are entropic. They've not done anything in years. The muscles are weak. They've not been exercised. The person will be on wheelchair. Somebody will tell you stand up. You will stand up immediately. You say raise one leg, you raise it. Raise second leg, you raise it.
I can't even front. One of my best friends, right out of high school, the period I spent in Nigeria after high school to 2 years. He was, I think, from polio. He was basically wheelchair ridden for he's of blessed memory now. He passed away. He was in wheelchair throughout. A part of me always wished that one day he would stand and walk. We were that close back then. A part of me just wished that they would pray for him one day he would just start walk. But those legs are like he's a big guy on the top, but those legs are like this because he's never used them to walk before, right? And that's what he's talking about, right? Now, are there some miracles out there? I'm sure. Okay, anything is possible. That's what I believe personally, and especially with God, all things are possible, right? But the obsession with there must be more. I don't know how to use what I have. Nothing good will come out of that. And that's what we see for the most part. And what you will have is you will see people like this will take advantage of you because you're obsessed with nothing you have right now is ever enough, you know. An extremely smart person, extremely intelligent person, but this one last part, as a matter of fact, his passing, there's some kind of mystery behind it that was being, I just leave it alone. He passed, leave me alone. Rest in peace, Lilo. Right? So it's I can relate in so many ways from a place of empathy, but I still need to hold you accountable. Nigerians, like, come on. Right? Daddy Freeze left a statement here. He said, for years I have said this and people have bashed me. Each time you bash me, I sleep well at night, knowing I have done my part in setting you free from this scourge. I weep for Africa. 99% of the miracles are choreographed. The test. It makes sense if you understand the nature of human beings, how manipulative they are. It makes sense that there might be 1% miracle, but they will manipulate you with your obsession to want miracles beyond what you have right now. It just makes sense. He says the testimonies are manipulations and the power is an illusion. Even the younger ones are all playing with your minds and fingering your brains, pretending they are praying for you while they are preying on your gullibility, fear and guilt. Just wait and see, they will all be humbled. I have always said that this spent faith in Nigeria is Nigeria's biggest problem because it messes with the minds of those who think they believe. Anyway.
Jump! And you will jump with that leg. With that leg. Have you ever suffered a broken? Do you know somebody that has suffered a broken foot or broken arm? Have you suffered a broken arm? Where you not use your hand for like 2 months, where they just put hand for cast. They can't lose the cast now. You got to learn to reuse your hand. You will start learning again. Your fingers, you will start learning how to use that hand all over. Your miracle don't retire Jesus. Jesus' healing is complete.
Not that song. That's one of my favorite songs. Miracle, no they tire Jesus. Chai. Miracle, no they tire Jesus. I'm terrible at lyrics. Pardon me. Let me see. Mario says, I mean, not those TV miracles. Miracle Fire. There's a guy here, a white guy. Is he white or something like that, or Spanish, who was selling handkerchief, green handkerchief for years. Don't blame this on not just black people. It's everywhere. If you wake up back then when we didn't have internet, when you wake up and you turn on TV in the morning, 6 a.m. that time, 6 a.m. is them. They buy the infomercial sections on TV. I don't know if they see because I don't watch regular TV anymore. They are people are buying. I mean, do you remember Miss Cleo? Oh, anyway, some of you are not. Some of you are not in Yankee. If you are in Yankee, you know, and you were in Yankee in the 2000s, you know who Miss Cleo was. My church prayed for a guy with polio, and they were so forceful he cried. Of course, no healing because they do not exit. Stop the lies. You know, Bola, you have started today again. No, I'm finishing right now. But her food is smelling upstairs. I'm holding myself here like I need to finish this thing. It's like okay, something also like badly right now. Like this will be a good moment. Collecting your money, pretending to be an intermediary, either with between God, I guess. Maybe they need to make Brother Jero from Wale Soyinka required reading again. Brother Jero, I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I never really paid attention back then. Pastor that goes about with no AM army for protection, yet they sold oil to followers. Listen, about 5 years ago, people were still very scared. Touch not my anointed, but people are becoming more and more bold because, listen, man, like it's just not making sense. Okay, it's not making sense, you know. And Daddy Freeze is right. They tried to shut him off completely because his voice was loud when he started with the fight against tithe. Obsidian says, to me, the devil doesn't exist. He's just a boogeyman for the... What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say the devil is like Santa Claus? Is that what you're trying to say right now? Boogeyman for the failures of humanity. Besides, why is God still keeping the devil around? Why are all the prayers and fasting not enough to kill the devil? Listen, some people need those things to get to another day. I can't judge that, you know. Life will show you Pepe, Shiggy. Miss Cleo, the fake Jamaican. Was she fake Jamaican or she was a real Jamaican with fake? Which one? One of the two. It doesn't matter. Anyway, she's a legend. Okay. It was a white guy here selling miracle water. Yes, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. This is how gullible human beings get when they are faced with, like Obsidian said, the failures of humanity. They think they try to manipulate into something else as opposed to trying to understand it and living with it, you know. She was an African American. Are you serious? I didn't get that part of the story. She probably has a documentary on Netflix somewhere. I should check that out. Or maybe on YouTube somewhere. Miss Cleo was a legend because of these same issues, you know. It's a funny book about a charlatan. You're talking about the Brother Jero for Wale Soyinka. I've heard that before. Pretending to be a prophet. Your kids might like it. I probably will find it somewhere. Brother Jero, is that the name of the book? Is that the name of the book? Yeah, Brother Jero, yeah. I'm gonna try to find that. It's probably somewhere online. It's a PDF somewhere. She was an African American. Wow. Anyway, let's finish this thing.
It's not only that he exercised the muscles. Not only did he heal the leg, he exercised the muscles too. Yeah, it's like the microwave. You know when they bring food, the book can bring your food for you. It will be cold. The book will bring it for you microwaved, hot. No. God did not say protect. It's healed. Just Jesus will heal it.
The trials of Brother Jero. Alright, I won't take you through the eating of that mouth again. I'm just gonna let you guys be so you don't have to deal with that again. But there's a video, there's one last video that I want us to this was supposedly his last message before he passed. I don't know if you guys can make any sense out of it. I don't see if you can. I don't know if this one will make you think he died. Some people say he died for... No, not died. They said he took himself out. Some people are suggesting that he might have taken himself out, you know. So I don't know, we'll just see. But I want to know what you think about this video. Let's see, where is the video? Let me find it. Aha, found it. All right. Okay, here we go.
This is the message from Jesus. The Christian does not consider death to be his end, but the end of his trouble, the end of tribulation. Whether you die young or old, no matter the nature of death is sure to come. What matter is the grace to continue living hereafter.
So, first of all, isn't it funny that he's talking about death? Right? Do you think he knew what was about to happen? Why would his last message? I remember them playing this. Okay, so you see Goldmine TV actually says Prophet TB Joshua's last sermon before he passed on.
What matter is the grace to continue living hereafter. We need to be sure that we are ready to depart.
There's somebody who's Obsidian's party here. The person is asking, so did he go to heaven or hell? This is a jam question. I don't know.
Are you ready? Will you be ready when the Lord shall come? Will you be ready when the Lord shall come? I will be ready. I will be ready. I will be ready when the Lord shall come. I will be ready. I will be ready. I will be ready when the Lord shall come. Will you be ready? Are you ready? That is the question. This is the message from Jesus.
So that was apparently part of a clip from his last sermon before he passed on. Mario said he looks like he lost weight. He could have been healed, right? All right. So if he was healed and he lost weight, did he know he was going? Right? Mario, he was healed for a long time. Is that the reason why he's talking about death on his alleged last sermon? Right? So, listen. We don't know. But those allegations need to be taken seriously. All right? That's all we can talk about because we're still here. He started talking about death only after those accusing him started talking to BBC, right? Because they said, but there's nobody that confirmed that he knew they were talking to BBC. They just said after they started the interview that a few days later on he passed away. That's what they said on the last part of that documentary, right? Documentary. Let me pronounce like Nigerian people. Jesus Christ. I'll be trying to force my pure Niger accent back, but it's not working. I forget myself into my Akure / New Jersey accent. But anyway, I don't know. It doesn't matter, okay? What I know is that there are people that will continue to push that legacy. If that legacy was corrupt while it was here, it probably is still corrupt. Okay? And there will probably still victims that are held hostage, not necessarily against their own will, because some of these people left after they realized, some of those people in the interview, they left after they were also helping to push whatever that empire was doing. Okay? That doesn't mean they were not victims, but it is what it is. They were also, I don't know what they were looking for, whatever they were looking for held them hostage. And they were helping to push. They were part. Did you see all those people that carry those things on their head? They built those things. They built all those things. No wonder it collapsed. He used people for free labor to build all of those things. You know, and they filmed everything just to push a narrative, to push a certain type of story. The reason why I'm covering it, because again, you know, we talk about relationships here, and that's really all we care. When I say thief. Bon Chance, I've seen another video that others claim was his last, and this was in an open space. This is why I said allegedly, because you never know. That's what Goldmine TV said. So I can only take it, but it doesn't matter, okay? What I can tell you is that type of message he just preached, he's not preaching that for the first time. ever, so it really doesn't mean anything. He probably always preached that in different times because they always talk about heaven and hellfire anyway, you know. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is always about relationships, right? When you have the mindset of people that tend to be vulnerable to being a victim of this type of scenarios, when they take it into, and it doesn't have to be extreme, it could be as simple as, oh no, half of those miracles are probably real, and they're like, half will be tibawo. No, I guarantee you, like Daddy Free said, more than 90% are staged, because human beings are not your mates. If they know they can manipulate you, they will manipulate you. It's as simple as that. Okay, so and if you are vulnerable and you're gullible, you probably have a certain type of mindset that makes you that way. If you go into a relationship with such mindset, anytime you encounter conflict, you will say it's the devil, instead of you to learn something new, right? I say, hey, I'm creating in collaboration with this person, I'm not creating a good result. I'm confused. It's something I need to learn. Instead of you to say that, you know what you will yield to? You will say it is the devil's fault. That's what you will do. So it's no wonder why you look around you see all kind of discombobulated relationships everywhere. Men don't know what they're doing. Women don't know what they're doing. Everybody's confused. Okay? To the point that they can't even bring themselves to ask the question and humble themselves and say, you know what? Maybe I can learn one or two things from somebody who knows what they're doing. Maybe I can pick up a book and read a book, right? There are free books everywhere. You can go to your library, okay? And there's a free book that's pinned to the top. If you click on the stuff that's pinned to the chat at the top, you can download those books for free. They're free, okay? And if you want, there's a one-time complimentary free consultation session with yours truly if you think that you need the help. Once you enter your email address, you get access to these books for free. You also get access to the links to them on Amazon. We appreciate if you actually purchase on Amazon, on Audible, and leave us a review. We need your reviews, please, please, please. All right. And also you will see an option to book a free consultation, one-time complimentary consultation session if you think you will find it useful. 35 minutes, okay? All right, so I want to say thank you for being here. Let me see, did I miss anything? Wait did I miss? One chance I have, okay, yeah, that was the last thing I covered. But yeah, I want to end this right now. I'm only 18 minutes over time today. I'll be back here for the happy hour tomorrow again. Prestige happy hour is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time. I think it's 11 p.m. Nigeria time, maybe 10 p.m. in the UK, something like that. But you can figure it out. It will tell you once you come to the platform. Make sure you hit that like button. All right, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, make sure you're following on Facebook, on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. All right, and hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening. Bye.
Beautiful girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up, we done enough.